On question number 11, we want to write an equation that's perpendicular to the line 4y equals 3x minus 8. Well, the first thing I need to do is I need to find the slope of that line. Or to find the slope of that line, I have to put it in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to divide everything by 4. So I'll get y equals 3/4 x minus 2. So the slope of my line is going to be 3/4. So the perpendicular slope is going to be the opposite reciprocal of 3/4, which is negative 4/3. So now let's write this equation that goes through the point negative 12, 7. It says write it in slope-intercept form, or does it? No, it just says write the equation by line. Did I give an equation? Oh, 10 through 14, I want slope-intercept form. So I'll write this in slope-intercept form anyway. So I'm going to go y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to replace my y with 7. M is going to be negative 4/3. X is going to be negative 12. And I'll solve for b. So 7 equals, I'm simplifying now, 3 goes into negative 12 4 times. Negative 4, actually. Negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16 plus b. To solve for b, we subtract 16 from both sides. 7 minus 16 is negative 9 equals b. So now I'm going to write my equation in slope-intercept form. You can see I have it typed in here. My slope, we know, is negative 4/3. My y-intercept is negative 9. So y equals negative 4/3 x minus 9. On number 12, I want the equation parallel. So first thing I want to do is I want to find the slope of my line. I want to get y by itself. So I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. So then I'm going to say negative 5, well, I'm going to write the negative over here, equals negative 3x plus 7. I divide both sides by negative 5. So y equals positive 3/5 x minus 7 over 5. The only thing I care about from this line is my slope. My slope is 3/5. And since I know parallel has the same slope, I'm going to use that slope. So now I'll go back and I'll do y equals mx plus b. So let's say y equal, well, not y, let's back that up. Negative 6 equals 3/5 times 0 plus b. Notice that simplifies b is negative 6. So I can write my equation. Y equals 3/5, because that's my slope, x minus 6. Now on number 14, if I do perpendicular to the y-axis, once again, maybe visualize that. So perpendicular to the y-axis, and it passes through the point negative 2 and 5. Well, perpendicular to the y-axis would be a horizontal line, wouldn't it? So my horizontal line has to pass through 5. So it's just y equals 5. On number 15, I'm going to graph the inverse of my function. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 2 points on my line. And let's see, right here, let's pick this point right here. So this point, notice we're counting by 2s, is over 6, and it's up 2. Well, when I do the inverse, whoa, I don't know why it does that. That becomes, here it go again. That becomes 2 and 6. So what I'll do, now I'll go back and I'll pick another point on my line. And I'm not going to go to the right, I'm going to go to the left. Oh, here we go. I like this point. This point is at negative 2 and 0. So at negative 2 and 0, that becomes 0 and negative 2. Now what I'll do is I'll plot those 2 points and I'll connect them with a line. So now I'm going to plot over 2 and up 6. And I'm going to plot 0 and negative 2. And I'll connect them with a line. On number 16, remember, when you're finding the inverse of a function, first thing I do is I'm going to write it as with y instead of f of x. Just makes it simpler. So y equals 3 times 4 minus 5x. Here we go again. All over 8. And then I'll flip my x's and y's around. So x equals 3 times 4 come on, minus 5y all over 8. Now I want to get y by itself. So I think I'll distribute first. So x equals 3 times 4 is 12. Minus 3 times 5 is 15y all over 8. Well, I want to get rid of that fraction, so I'll multiply both sides by 8. So then I'll get 8x equals 12 minus 15y, because notice my 8's reduce. Then I'll subtract 12 from both sides. So then I'll get negative 15y equals 8x minus 12. Then I'll divide everything by negative 15. And so y equals, 8 and 15 don't reduce, so I'll say negative 8/15 x. A negative divided by negative is a positive. Notice 3 goes into both 12 and 15. So I'll go 4 over 5. Notice that's a different solution than what I put in the answer, but just as correct. You could have 12 minus 8x over 15 if you wanted also. Now we're going to do the same thing on number 17, except on this one, I probably want to do a little simplifying before I do anything else. So let's get the x's together. So we'll minus 2x from both sides. So then I'll get 2x minus 13 equals 3y. Now, let's flip the x's and y's around. So 2y, oh, I almost forgot on the last one, I should write that in inverse notation, follow the directions. Okay, so 2y minus 13 equals 3x. Now we'll get y by itself, so I'll add 13 to both sides. So I'll get 2y equals 3x plus 13. I'll divide everything by 2. So y equals 3 halves x plus 13 over 2. And then instead of writing y, I'll write f inverse of x equals 3 halves x plus 13 over 2. And there's your solution. And is that the same as I had in red? In red, they put it as a common denominator. It's the same thing.